Alright guys, so obviously I'm not in my normal setup. In fact, audio is probably going to have an echo, the lighting's not going to be that great. But there is a pair of headphones that I picked up that I really want to tell you guys about, and I know you've been interested in it, and it's the new Sony XB900N. So first off, the first thing that I notice is this really is basically the baby of the Sony XB950s, kind of merging with Sony's 1000X M3. Like, seriously, it's a clone of the 1000X M3 as far as looks go, but it took a lot of the audio features from the 950BT. Now, it really is a nice combination. Now, these do retail for $250, so it also kind of meets in the middle between the 950BT and the 1000X M3 as far as price goes. Now, inside the box, you're going to get a 3.5mm cable to use this as a wired connection, but the Bluetooth on here is incredible. It's 5.0. It uses the Qualcomm aptX HD, and with it being Sony, it uses their LDAC. Like, you're going to get the best Bluetooth connection and sound quality you can get out of these. You have USB-C for charging. Battery life on this is about 30 hours, but it does have a quick charge feature where if you charge it for 10 minutes, you're gonna get an hour's worth of use, which that always comes in handy. The main thing here with these headphones, and I stress this is very important, is to download the app. That way you have control over your smart assistant, your surroundings, how much noise you want to pick up, because these are noise canceling, but it does have the ambient features so that you can cover the right ear cup and it will channel in the sounds around you. Now, it didn't come with a hard case, which I was a little let down by, especially considering these are $250, but it does come with the little soft pouch. Now, it's not like the thinnest material, but again, it's not going to protect these from getting crushed. Now, going on to look at the headphones, like I said, if you pick them up and you're not really familiar with the 1000X M3s, you would think this is the 1000X M3. Now, I got them in the gray. They also come in black. And if you go on Amazon, they actually have an Amazon-only blue version. But I really thought the gray gave it a different look. Now, as far as branding, it's really minimal. You can see Sony on the headband on both sides. There is a leather padding at the top, but the padding is really minimal, and that's fine because this is a really light headphone. As far as your extensions, you can see the metal extensions in here. As far as durability goes, I feel like I can stretch these and twist these and they're gonna be okay. Now, one thing that is pretty unique is you can see the little ventilator ports up top, and really what that's doing is allowing your bass to kind of breathe more. This is an extra bass series, so bass is definitely prominent in these, but we'll get into that a little more when we talk about sound. These do have NFC pairing on the left ear cup. It has microphones on both sides. Now, they are claiming HD for mic calls, and Sony does a really good job because they know a lot of people that are traveling and commuting are using these headphones. So why not make the mic one of the important features? As far as inputs and buttons, all the physical buttons are all on the left-hand side. You have your power button, and then you have a custom button, and you can go in the app and change it to do different things, like tell it to read your last incoming notification. You also have your USB-C input, and then the headphone jack input. And then on the right side are all your controls. Now, just like the 1000X M3, all of your controls are touch sensitive. So you swipe up for volume up, swipe down for volume down. You tap twice to play and pause, and then you swipe forward to skip forward and swipe backwards to make it go back to the previous track. So the controls are pretty simple. This is a really easy headphone to pick up and use. Now, it does kind of stray away from some of the premium offerings that the 1000X M3 has. Like, the side of the ear cups is not that leather material. The ear cups actually feel softer to me than the 1000X M3, so I found that as a huge plus. Again, the ear cups are one of the things that I liked in the 950s, and that is what it kind of seems like they're borrowing from. There's plenty of depth. These are definitely over the ear because it has a pretty wide opening. These do fold flat, and they also fold inwards. So depending on your bag or your case or anything, you'll be able to find a way to fold these down and take them with you with no issue. So now, how do these things sound? I mean, if you're going to mix the 950BT, which has really prominent bass, and the 1000X M3, which right now, to me, is the king of noise canceling headphones. You kind of go into this having pretty high standards. And to be honest, I did. I really was hoping for like kind of the middle between both, and that's exactly what I got. Bass is really prominent, and I felt like with the 950s at times, it can get too much and muddy the sound and kind of take over everything. And these didn't. And what I found I liked most was going in the app and changing these to the excited EQ setting. It was perfect. Like, bass is way overpowering, but in a good way, because it doesn't mess with everything else. Like, mids had no problem coming through. Treble, because it's the excited mode, it pushes it up. So everything's just kind of vamped up and makes this a really fun, dynamic headphone to use. And to be honest, it was great across all genres. I didn't feel like I needed to keep going back in and messing with the EQ. Now, as far as clean and clarity, it takes a step back from the 1000X-M3, but it didn't take any step back when it came to having the bass of the 950s. So it really is an improvement over the 950s and just slightly under the 1000X-M3. Now, noise canceling on these are okay. It's not anything special, and I don't think this is really supposed to compete with the 1000X-M3 or the Bose QC35. It's basically just giving you that little additional feature just to kind of block out a little bit of your surroundings, and for that, it does a really good job. And again, having that awareness mode where you can kind of channel in how much of the sound around you is always nice, especially if you're somebody that's commuting a lot or you have people that are going to come up to talk to you. You don't have to take these things off so much. So for $250, I think this is a great headphone. The only drawback here is the 1000X-M3 goes on sale from time to time for $299. So I think for the $50 difference, I would go with the 1000X-M3. But if you're a bass head, I think for the most part, the 1000X-M3 is going to leave you wanting a little more, as to where these will definitely fulfill that. So if noise canceling is not extremely important to you, this is a really good buy. I would definitely buy these over the 950s. For bass heads that want really intense bass, but don't want a ridiculous looking headphone, and don't care so much for noise canceling, this is one of the best bass headphones out there. Now, you do have competition with Skullcandy's Crusher 360. This isn't causing the haptic feedback type bass, but it definitely has rumble, it definitely has impact. You're not gonna feel like you want a little more bass out of these. So overall, I think this is a great buy at $250. I'm really impressed, and I usually like Sony headphones. They do sometimes come in overpriced. I think at times this will probably go on sale for around $200, but even at $250, I think it's a good buy. I don't think you'll have any reservations with getting these. So guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, guys, make sure to stay tuned for more.